Hey, so I got myself a mail call, but right next to the word fragile, it's got a hole in the box. So I hope it made it. Let's find out together, okay? Stick around. Welcome back, family. I'm Rich here at Team Ohana Comics, Collectibles, Team Ohana, just in general. Yeah, I'm getting ready for my Patreon get-together, which is going to be in 40 minutes. And I figured I had time to record this one video, maybe get it processed and get it up tonight. I've got a few different mail call boxes coming in, and this is the first one to arrive, and I wanted to do them all at one time, but I can't wait on this one because even, like I said, right next to the word fragile, we've got a hole in the box. And it is a slab, so I got to find out, did it get cracked? Did it get damaged? I don't know. So, let's see what we got here, shall we? When we open this up, also, I think kind of helps also to have like video proof that I'm opening it up. Well, that's interesting. Is he using ripped up comic books? Yeah, he's using ripped up comic books. Black Panther. Apparently he didn't like that one. As packing. I mean, I do see bubble wrap in here as well, but I guess this particular comic book, he read it and didn't think it was worth saving. Well, I mean, we all have books that we're like, we'll never be able to sell them even at $1. What do we do with them after we read them? Well, I guess this is what you do, is you rip them up and use them as packing material. Personally, I think it would probably be better to, if you had like a fire pit, to use them as a fire starter or a fireplace starter or something like that. Anyway, we got our bubble wrap out. It's not fantastically wrapped, but it's got bubble wrap all the way around, just not a very, very thick layer. It kind of comes off in sections. Using regular masking, like packing tape to hold which is good because that actually comes off. I never thought about it, but this brown tape comes off the bubble wrap very, very easily. So makes the bubble wrap easier to use. You can't see what it is yet. You probably already know now. But I got to look first. I don't see any crack in the slab on this side or on this side. Nope, she looks good. Okay, so what is it I got? It's a 1976 book. It's one of the ones I actually talked about in a different video, that there are several main X-Men books that I've always wanted to own and never pulled the trigger on. Well, and when I say always, I mean going back to when I was a kid, okay? When I was 12, 13, and getting into reading the X-Men. Back in the early, like, 140s, 150s, 160s, around that area. I looked at back issues and things like, wow, I really want to get that. I want to get that. But, at the time, to my age, I just couldn't afford them. And I never went back and pulled the trigger on some of these. And a lot of these books have shot up. And we know we're getting X-Men in the future. But right now, we're still in the middle of a kind of a comic book lull in the market. And I'm trying to take advantage of as many of these key books, not just X-Men, but other key books that I always wanted. And, before the prices do go back up again, and hopefully they do go back up again, but if not, I'm still happy at the fact that I finally got one. It's not a great grade. It's a 6.0 off-white to white page, which is still a respectable grade. I'd love to have 9/8 of every book behind me, but let's be honest. A low grade is better than no grade. Okay, in the lieu of not having the absolute top grade just because I want to own the book, I'm willing to take a 6.0 for the first appearance of Phoenix. And she does look good. She really, really does. Good color on this. One of the problems that these Bronze Age books around this time frame had, especially like Giant Size X-Men #1, is stores. Lots and lots of stores were popping up at this time. Would display these in their windows. Like, hey, we've got this for sale. And they would be asking really high prices, which meant it didn't sell right away. And a lot of these things would get sun bleached. You'll find the GSX one is, Giant Size X-Men #1 is a prime candidate for that kind of failure. You'll see good grades too, 7.0s, and it's faded. And sometimes, to me, that means a lot. I would rather have a 3.0 Giant Size X-Men #1 where the colors pop on the cover than a 7.0 where it was really faded. Because just me, presentation to me means more than the bottom line, the number in the top corner. If the book really looks great, I got my my DD number 1 is a 0.5, but I love the way it looks. I'm happy with it. I wouldn't trade for a 3.0 with a water stain, or, you know, I don't think you can get a 3.0 with a water stain, but you know what I'm saying. Back cover looks like it actually could use a cleaning, but I'm not going to do that because I don't know when. I don't think this was graded that long ago, but it seems a little dingy in certain spots, and I know a lot of people like using that something like a magic eraser or something along those lines. Is this a candidate for a crack and repress? I'd have to go and review the grader's notes offhand. By looking at the outside of it, I think it is possible to maybe go up to a 7, but I don't think there's much of a price difference between a 6 and a 7. Not like, you know, like the... I'm getting slightly better at that. You go from a 6 to a 7 on Vampirella, or a 7 to an 8 on Vampirella, it's a tremendous difference. On this one, not so much. So to me, I don't think it's worth it, and I just love the book. Anybody who was saying, oh, look, it's a newsstand. This was 1976. They were all newsstands. There was no direct sale at that time. So you find a direct sale, it's either a forgery or you've got a really, really expensive rare book. But like I said, I'm just going to keep this one short because I got to get ready for my Patreon get-together. And if you would like to join us, well, probably by the time you see this, it's too late, but you can always join us for future months, and which point we give away books every single show. If you know, well, it's a get-together. It's not recorded. It's not for the air. You can say anything you want, and we just get together and talk whatever. Just have fun. Okay? So, guys, thank you so much for joining. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, click on those notifications so you know when more videos are dropping. Like tomorrow, Monday, there will be the cover price top 20 weekly live stream that we do at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to break down the top 20 to see which ones are worth the money, which ones are not. And on Wednesdays, we have New Comic Book Day, where every single week we have another live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you get, you know, every week we give away books. Yes, give away books or cash. Depends upon where you are or what your choice is. Okay, so don't forget, you can check out last week's New Comic Book Day. You'd have to drop a comment on it. That's how you get entered. And you don't have to be present to win. But you do have to watch the video at some point to know if you won. Until I see you in the next video, though. Mahalo.